Hey there guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be the second part of my booktubeathon or reading rush vlog. Booktubeathon is the old name. It's now reading rush. So this vlog will be Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm currently reading 3 books for the readathon. I am reading Smith of Wootton Major. This was my book to read outside. This is a short story that Tolkien published, and I read the whole short story outside, but there's a lot of additional material in here that I wanted to go through as well, because I always find it so interesting to read about how Tolkien wrote his stories. And so yeah, I want to finish that off. Then I started The War of the Worlds last night, and this is the book for the challenge to read a book with "the" in the title. And so far I'm really enjoying this, so I'm quite surprised because I wasn't expecting to really like this. I thought I would like this, but yeah, so far it's very interesting. And then my project for the week is The New Jim Crow, and I read the same amount of pages of this every day, so I will have finished this on Sunday. And so far this book is absolutely amazing. I feel like I'm learning so much, and if you want to hear, my in-depth thoughts, you can go to the first part of the vlog where I talk more about the chapters and what they're about. So this is where I'm at right now, and before I get into reading for today, I will do my yoga now. So it's 2:30 now, and I finished all the additional material on Smith of Wootton Major, and I just really enjoyed this book. As I said before, I just really love all the additional material that are in these tiny little books from the Tolkien Treasury box. It's just so interesting, and you get so much more out of the story if you read all the additional material. And I think overall, the story itself, I would give around a 3.5 star. It's very interesting if you really go in deep and analyze it. I still feel like, compared to all the other works of Tolkien, it's just a tiny sweet story, you know what I mean? So yeah, this was a lot of fun. As I said, I love these books so much and they're so interesting. And now I will go on to read more of The New Jim Crow. I try to read 50 pages of this every day, and this always gets me a little bit in a rage mode, but we'll see how this works out today. This is looking good so far. I'm very proud. So I just finished my daily portion of The New Jim Crow. I finished up chapter 4 and started chapter 5. And in chapter 4 the focus was what happens after a person leaves prison, and how there's a lot of possibility to discriminate against people who have been in prison before, in the job market and with finding, homes and stuff like that. So this is kind of the penalty that comes after already having been punished, basically. So yeah, as I said, I find this book is very interesting. I feel like chapter 4 was not as in depth as the other chapters, because the other chapters were just so good with all the examples and stuff, and I feel like this one had a lot of cases that were portrayed, or things people said in certain media and stuff like that. But I think it's a topic that you can't portray in the same way as you can with the other chapters, but still it's very interesting. And I think chapter 5 now is kind of the connection of all the parts that were chapter 2, 3 and 4, so I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow. So I think for the rest of today I will read a little bit more in The War of the Worlds, but before I do that I will go now and edit my vlog for the first 4 days. Now this took longer than expected, but it's done now. It's gonna be so long. By the way, that is true cat love, yeah? I was editing on this chair, so she could be on that chair. And does she appreciate it? No, she doesn't. So it is the end of my Friday. I managed to get to the halfway point in The War of the Worlds, and I'm still enjoying this a lot. It is so different from what you would expect if you've seen snippets of the movie, but I really like it. It's weird because imagining an alien invasion at the end of the 1800s is kind of weird, but I also really like how whenever the author tried to tell you in which kind of distress the people are because of the invasion, he always refers to people being hatless, like they lost their hat on their run. And it's just so funny because, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's so weird to read about an alien invasion and then, you know, the frantic people having lost their hats. Yeah, but I really, really enjoy it. So I can't wait to read the rest of this, hopefully tomorrow, so I can finish up that challenge. Hey guys, it is Saturday, so we have 2 days left of the booktubeathon. No, the reading rush. At first I did so good, and now I'm calling it by the wrong name all the time. I'm so sorry. It's the reading rush. And I'm very excited about it, and I do have 4 books I still need to finish, which might seem like a lot, but I'm very, very optimistic, and I actually have the quickest reads saved for last. So I have 2 graphic novels or manga that I want to finish after finishing all the books I'm currently reading, which is The New Jim Crow and The War of the Worlds. So I think I can totally do this. So my goal for today is to read my portion of The New Jim Crow, finish The War of Worlds, and possibly finish one of those manga, because one is very short. I think I can totally finish that today. And then I have the other one for tomorrow, and I will also finish The New Jim Crow tomorrow, and that would be perfect. That would be the best case. But Saturday is also my cleaning day, so I will do my laundry today and, clean my apartment a little bit. And we also have to go grocery shopping in a minute. So I do have some other plans, but I hope that I will still get a lot of reading done today. So did I already say that I read 204 pages yesterday? I don't remember. Now you know.
Does this current pandemic may match the horror of the 1918 flu epidemic? This is a pandemic of historic proportions. I think
So here are pastéis de nata, and if you want to see the recipe, it's on my cooking channel, Baking Cooking Fun, and you can check it out. I'm very excited about these. She would also like some lasagna time. I have finally finished The War of the Worlds. It's quite late now already. It took me quite a while, but also today I wasn't that focused on reading, unfortunately. But I must say, in the end, I loved this book. I'm so pleasantly surprised because I had not thought that I would love this book. I thought it might be enjoyable. That's why I picked it up from the library. But I really enjoyed this book. It was such good fun, and I feel like there were a couple of things that I really appreciated about the way the story was told. H.G. Wells never fails to say stuff like, you know, don't charge the Martians too harsh because we're not better as humans. And you know, this is also very interesting if you consider that, you know, in the 1800s, the late 1800s, the worst nightmare that H.G. Wells could come up with is a story of colonization where white men are the target, basically. So this does a lot about the time, but I feel like there were so many interesting thoughts and interesting concepts in here, and you know, the story is just really compelling and you can't put it down because you really want to know what's going on. So I love this. Also, the end will tell you that no race is fancy enough and smart enough and powerful enough to, you know, stop wearing masks. So if you go out right now, wear a mask, just saying. So yeah, I hope this inspires some people to pick this book up, because I feel like the movie version really, you know, did this book dirty. So just pick the book up, it's great. So now I have about an hour left to read my portion of the new Jim Crow. I don't think I will be able to read the full 50 pages today, but you know, that's fine. I will try my best now and read a little bit more in this book. So this is my last check-in for tonight. Tomorrow I will have to read the last 75 pages in the new Jim Crow and then finish my two comic books or manga that I chose for the last two prompts. We'll see whether I can do that. I'm not very happy with my reading today, but yeah, I guess that happens. So I'll do my best tomorrow. Hey there guys, so it is Sunday, the last day of the reading rush, and I'm kind of sad, but I'm also ready to be done with it because I have very bad pain in my right hand from holding books, which is stupid, but it happened. So today I still have to finish 3 books because yesterday I really didn't do well. Yesterday I managed to read 110 pages, which for a Saturday is like my normal pace, I would say. So yeah, today I really have to catch up, but I think I'm definitely be able to do that because I kept the shortest and quickest books for last. So I think I will start now with something light and fluffy. And that is this little manga about the cat Chi. This is super cute. This is the 4th volume now. I've read one of these for every single reading rush or booktubeathon. So yeah, this is what I want to start my Sunday off with. So I finished Chi in about an hour or so. This is just such a cute series, and this 4th volume deals with the move. So I don't want to spoil things too much, but Chi is a small cat found by a Japanese family. She lost her mother, and so this family took her in, but they live in an area or in an apartment where it's not allowed to have a pet. So now in this 4th volume, they move to a new flat where they are allowed to have pets, and we follow Chi as she is very confused by the move, and also meets new neighbors and stuff like that. So I think this is just such a cute story, and I think it's great if, you know, you have children who really like cats. I think this is such a fun little series for them, and they can learn stuff about cats too. For example, that they really don't like moving. So yeah, I thought this was super cute, and I decided to give it like 3.5 stars. I also read this for the challenge to read a book that is set on a different continent, because this is obviously set in Japan. So my next goal now is to finish the new Jim Crow. I have 75 pages left, so this will definitely take me a while, because I am quite slow with this, because I want to, you know, understand all the information in this book and stuff. But yeah, this is my next goal, and then the last thing would be this manga. But yeah, for now, the new Jim Crow. So I finally finished the new Jim Crow. I am so happy that I found this book in the library and read it. It's one of those books where I'm kind of confused that not more people are talking about it, because with all of the Black Lives Matter movement and everything, this feels like so relevant and so important, and as I said, I don't really hear people talk about it. Now, the last chapter is about how change could be done, what people could do, what, you know, should be done to change this, and I just found this so interesting. I had so many interesting thoughts about this, and we also did do a little run. I also took a shower, as you can see, so I had a lot of time to think about this today again, and I just love, you know, discussing this. This is great work if you want to go and discuss it with people, and I think that the author really did such a good job at structuring this book, giving the information. It was never boring, it was never too complicated. I feel like the chapters made a lot of sense, and I just overall think this is such a strong non-fiction book. I really, really enjoyed it. And again, it shows what is still lacking from the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and that is to, you know, see beyond the fact that maybe someone even committed a crime, but still that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to stand by that person. And America, or the US, is a country that, as a European and as a German, I just don't understand at all. And I can tell you, since Trump has been elected, that we're definitely all raising our eyebrows and just are so confused on what's going on. But this book shows that, you know, there is a reason for a lot of the things that are going on. And it's not Trump, because this book was written before Trump was elected. And so it goes so much deeper and beyond, and shows how a lot of the struggles that Black people have in the US today are still linked to slavery and the sentiments that went with it and stuff like that. And as I said, there's this whole discussion about, you know, can we really leave these people behind because they were convicted with some kind of a drug crime, whatever. And it reminded me of a video. I'm gonna put this on my arm hurts. I have a really bad pain in my hand. I can't even hold books anymore. It's horrible. But yeah, it reminded me of a video I saw of Trevor Noah, where he talked about that man who was shot after the police found him drunk in his car. It's been a couple of weeks now, but I remember seeing Trevor's video about it, and if I remember, I will link it down below. And he was talking about how this man was shot in the end, and how it just escalated so quickly, and you know, it happened while all the Black Lives Matter things were going on. And I remember he was very passionate about it, and he was like, oh my god, you can't do this, this is so crazy, and how can you even do this when we have this discussion right now as a police officer? And I remember scrolling down to the comments, and a lot of the comments were like, well, yeah, but this man really did some bad stuff. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Like, just let's suppose maybe he was also drunk driving, which there was no real... what's the English word? Evidence? Evidence is the word. There was no evidence, I think, of him driving drunk. But a lot of people were like, oh, well, if he was drunk in his car, he was probably driving it too. And maybe he was. But let me tell you, if you are in Germany and they can't, you know, show evidence that you did that, they're just like, oh yeah, but you were drunk in your car, so you probably drove it too. That doesn't work here. They have to have some evidence. And so the comments were like, well, he's such a bad man, he drove when he was drunk, so you can't compare this to like all the other victims of police violence. And I'm like, well, but they fucking shot the man, and no matter what he did, like no matter what he did, when he's running, don't shoot him. Don't shoot him in the back. That's just, for me, it was so weird to read all these comments being like, yeah, but, you know, Black Lives Matter movement is about something else. We can't have these guys, like these really, you know, they really did something wrong, so we can't have them in here. And this is something that is brought up in this book, especially at the end, and kind of shown how stupid that is, basically. Obviously, she doesn't say it's stupid, but she brings some really good arguments into this discussion as well. And I found that very interesting. And as I said, this is just a book that has been missing from the whole Black Lives Matter debate. For me, personally. Like, I'm not really deep into it, so maybe a lot of people are reading this, and a lot of people agree with this, and I just don't know, because as I said, I'm not American, I'm not like deep into the Black Lives Matter movement, but from what I have seen, this is what I've been missing. And I think this is such an important book because of that. And again, it's also a very well-written book, so just go read it. So that leaves me with one more book to finish. I have it right here somewhere. Ooh, I have too many books. And it's this graphic novel about Hiroshima. And I don't know if this is fictional or if this is based on true events. We'll have to check that out. It's a little bit of a chunkier one, but I will definitely be able to finish this today. So this is what I have to do as a last step for the reading rush. But it is 4:30 now in the afternoon, and I promised myself I would clean a little bit more. I don't know why I do that to myself. But yeah, I guess I will do that now first and then go into the thing, manga, whatever. So it is the end of reading rush for me, and I just finished this book. I also found the English title. It is called Barefoot Gen. G-E-N. I think this is the best graphic novel that I've ever read. I will give this 5 stars, but it's also kind of impossible to talk about. Obviously, you know, going into this, it's about Hiroshima, so it's gonna be devastating. With this book, this is the first one in a quartet, so there's 3 more books, and I definitely have to get my hands on those. I think this one is the most harrowing though, because you follow the family of Gen. I think that's how you say the name. This is autobiographical, so Gen is really the author. Kaiji Nakasawa, but he changed the name of the character. And you follow his family. He has older siblings and also younger siblings. His mother is pregnant, and you follow them during the weeks before the Americans dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. So you really get to know his family and the dynamics, and this focuses a lot on what it was like to be against the war in Japan during this time, which definitely was not well received by the public. His father really was against the war and was outspoken about it, and so his family got the stigma of being traitors, that's the word in English, and how hard it was for this family to survive just because of this stigma. And yeah, obviously this first book ends with the bomb, and that is something that I've never seen in, you know, like, I can't even describe it. Like, this is horrible to read, like absolutely horrible. And I would say that this is not a must read in the sense that I think only like 5% of readers in this world would even stomach this in some kind of way. And I don't know if I can really stomach it, but it definitely is good that a book like this is out there for people who really want to put themselves through this. So yeah, this was amazing. I think it did a very good job with everything. It definitely felt like a manga as well. This was published in, I think, 1975, and if you like this kind of older manga anime style, I think you will really like the art of this as well, and the way the characters talk and are portrayed. That all felt very familiar from like all the anime I watched as a child. So yeah, this was a crazy end to this readathon, to be honest, and I'm very glad I kept this book for the last, because honestly I could not read anything else right now. But yeah, that completes all my challenges. So I read this for a red book because that's the color of my birthstone. So now I have done all the challenges, and yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. So I hope you had a great reading rush as well. Let me know what you've read if you want in the comments. And yeah, maybe I will do a little check-in for the end tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. I think so. So yeah, good night.
Let's just say Sunday I knocked it out of the park. I read 507 pages in total on Sunday. But obviously, you know, the graphic novels, so that's why. But it looks very funny. And then also here are all the badges that I got. So yeah, overall success.
Okay guys, this is gonna be the end of this vlog, I promise. I wanted to tell you how I did now overall. I managed to read a total of 1,497 pages this week and listen to about an hour of my audiobook. I really did not prioritize my audiobook this week, so that was very low for me, but the page count is like, I would say 3 times as much as I usually read, so it's amazing. Obviously, the graphic novel or manga really helped with that. Last night I wasn't really prepared to talk about that, and I don't feel like I am now. I just wanted to say a couple of words just at the end here. Now, this is one of those books where you're never prepared to read them. I think that this was such a tragedy that, you know, whatever your mindset is going into this, you're just not prepared. So I definitely wasn't yesterday. But it's a very important read, and what I loved about this book is that it is a, you know, it's not an anti-American and pro-Japanese novel, but it is really an anti-war novel and an anti-nuclear war novel or manga or whatever. So I love that about this, and I think it's so important that we, you know, remember how horrible we are as a species to our own kind. And it's just so hard to imagine that, you know, the Americans didn't really know what these bombs would do, but they hated people, like humans, enough to just go and try it. And how crazy is that? Like, how horrible is that? And this book really doesn't shy away. So this portrays, you know, what happened. So as I said, you are never prepared to go into a book like this, and especially with the pictures, I think it's just so visceral, you know. So I saw that in my library we have the other 3 books as well. So someone this week I will go and try to find those and read those as well, and then I will share that maybe in my July vlog or my August vlog, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to read the rest of this story because, you know, with this one you leave off at the worst possible point, and I just want to know what happens after, so, you know, my thoughts are not stuck with the end of this, basically. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say to that one. Apart from that, I had such a lovely time with the Reading Rush this year, but I'm also very happy that now I can spend my time, you know, catching up on YouTube and playing some Sims and stuff like that. All these stuff that I did not do this week. But yeah, I'm just so happy I had such a good time. I hope you did so too. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like or a nice comment. I always appreciate those. And if you subscribe, you will soon see my August TBR and also my July reading vlog, apart from the Reading Rush. So yeah, bye.